Donald Trump making a big threat, if you would, on this Mamdani. Yeah, Mamdani is cruising for a bruising, as some might like to say. Maybe that's a New England thing. I don't know. Anyway, this guy is bad news all around. He wants to, quote, tax the rich, tax the white. Yeah, his words, actually. And by doing so, they're going to remake New York City into his socialist utopia. I mean, forget about the fact that it's been done and tried all over the world before, and it has never worked. It's never worked for a reason. You know what makes us unique in the United States of America? The fact that we were the first country to come along and actually pay a little attention to something called property rights. We built that into our Constitution. That had never been done before. More on that coming up. But here's what's going on. Donald Trump is making a threat against this Mamdani, saying, you know what? If you were to try, as the mayor of New York City, to get in the way of ICE and federal officials trying to do their job, then guess what? Guess what? I'll let him say it. Here's the question and the answer. It's a little bit of a hypothetical because the guy hasn't won yet, although by most accounts, people seem to think that he's actually going to pull it off, which is terrifying in and of itself. The Democrat Party doesn't even know what to do. And here is Donald Trump saying he knows exactly what to do.
Mr. President, your beloved New York City may well be led by a communist soon, Zohran Mamdani, who in his nomination speech said he will defy ICE and will not allow ICE to arrest criminal aliens in New York City. Your message to communist Zohran Mamdani?
Well, then we'll have to arrest him.
Come on. I didn't intend for the music to be in there. We may actually have to go out and take that out. That was a little meme on the internet. But yeah, he said, well, look, we're going to have to go and arrest him. We're going to have to go arrest him because there's one thing that the Democrats keep forgetting over and over and over again. You're not talking about people that are here in the country legally that haven't done anything wrong. You're talking about people that are here illegally and have committed a crime. I mean, Kellyanne, I read this yesterday. I could just keep running this. This should actually be a meme. We should put this one on my Shorts channel. Note to self, Kellyanne saying it well. It's pretty basic because they are...
These are criminals, and I wish the Democrats would start focusing on the word criminal.
Yeah, I wish they would too. I mean, if you're going to try and arrest a criminal and the state and federal government, local government, I should say, try to get in the way, if the New York City mayor thinks he's better than the president of the United States and Congress, for that matter, I mean, we're not just talking about Trump. We're talking about laws that are on the books. The Congress and the president have to enforce. Well, then you do have yourself a problem, a very, very, very big problem. And you know what? This is not unique, shall we say, to this guy, the commie, all right? It's not unique to him. He's unique in and of himself. I mean, he's the direction of the Democrat Party, unfortunately. But it's actually something that Donald Trump has proven himself quite willing and able to do. You just look at, as we said, LaMonica. She's out there trying to push her weight around in New Jersey, and you saw what happened as a result of this. I mean, she's the one in red. If you're listening on Spotify, thank you for that. If you're not listening on Spotify, do me a favor, go over and follow the Trish Regan show. The video one there, actually, it's the one with the blue background and me in the red, just so you know. The red, remember that. Here's this lady in red wishing she didn't wear red that day because it was all caught on tape. Think about that. It's all caught on tape, and they're going to be looking at that very, very closely. In fact, the Fed said that they've got more tape, and you know what you saw. I know what I saw, and Alina Habba knows what she saw. I'm really close to the camera now. This is what happens when I'm on the road, right? Traveling at the parents' house. We don't have the full studio set up, but you guys are forgiving. Anyway, so here it is. Alina Habba charging her with violating Title 18 U.S. Code Section 111A1 for assaulting, impeding, interfering with law enforcement. And that indictment came down. So I point this out only because it's really relevant when you go to Zohran Mamdani and you think about what could happen with him. And he's like, well, it's pretty simple. We'll arrest him. Well, this is what's happening. In other words, you can't have a lawlessness kind of environment where you have the LaMonicas of the world or the Zohrans of the world or any, anyone that's just deliberately violating federal law like she was. And it's one thing, okay, I get it. You want to make an appointment and go in and see things and make sure you're doing your job and making sure that the inmates are getting 3 squares a day and plenty of water and all that. That's fine. And no one's saying you shouldn't do that. But what we are saying is this is not acceptable. What we're seeing on camera is absolutely not acceptable. And it would not be acceptable if the possible communist mayor of New York City decided, Unc Andy, thank you so much. Appreciate the generosity. We are fully independent here on the Trish Regan Show, so we love when you guys pitch in. Happy 4th to you as well. Anyway, when you've got somebody like this commie that's trying to get elected in New York saying, I'm going to stand in the way of Donald Trump, well, that's just not going to work. I mean, he made it clear, right? When he saw LaMonica out and about, that stuff, well, he said something else, has to end.
Oh, give me a break. Did you see her? She was out of control. Did you address those days are over. The days of woke. The days of woke. No, I didn't. The days of woke are over. That woman, I have no idea who she is. That woman was out of control. She was shoving federal agents. She was out of control. The days of that crap are over in this country. We're going to have law and order.
I like that. Okay, I know I'm close to the camera. Anyway, he is making sure that this is being followed through on by way of his Attorney General, one Alina Habba. And she's serious. Like, she means business. She actually offered this woman an opportunity. LaMonica, MacGyver. I get a kick out of it because it's like LaMonica. It's not just Monica, it's LaMonica. And, you know, it's like putting a the, like La Regina, the queen, LaMonica. Anyway, she's saying, look, she's in violation of this, and so we're indicting her, and sure enough, she did. And somehow, LaMonica thinks this is because she is a young, powerful Black woman. I'm sorry. If only it were that simple. I realize you guys always want to divide and conquer based on race and gender and all kinds of other stuff. But if only it were that simple. Here she is talking about why she's being targeted.
Is there something about you that is so threatening or scary to them?
Not that I thought. I mean, I am a young African-American woman from the city of Newark. I love serving people. I don't find myself to be intimidating or dangerous or any of those things that the Justice Department have been saying about me. You know, it's truly unfortunate to be in this situation, but at the same time, it goes back to the political intimidation about this administration. And because I'm speaking out, because I'm doing my job, I think they want to continue to silence leaders and, you know, stop their critics from, you know, speaking out against them. And so they'll go to any extent, especially any extent of cruelty, to make an example. And I am that example now.
And you say to silence you, did the Trump DOJ float or push anything other than going to trial?
I mean, absolutely. The acting U.S. Attorney for New Jersey wanted me to admit to something that I did not do. That was not right. That's what she put in her tweet that we saw that night.
But if you had done that, were they saying they would drop the whole thing?
Yes. Yep. That is exactly what she
said. So that's
a
lot. I mean, again, that's a lot of pressure because some people would say, gosh, let somebody else fight this out. You're saying the whole thing could go away if you just said something.
Correct. And I was not doing that. I was not going to waver on that. Like I said, I went to Delaney Hall with my colleagues. We went there for an oversight visit, and we didn't do anything wrong. The whole tent situation that took place, DHS and Homeland Security and ICE, they created that, not us. And so, absolutely, I was not going to do that.
So they're holding her up now as like somebody who's standing up to Trump, that they're going to stand with her, that she's like the be-all, end-all. Hakeem Jeffries coming to her defense saying, this is the woman that, you know, we're so proud of, etc. It's like, guys, really, is this what you want to actually put your weight behind? No pun intended. I mean, really? Because she's just sitting there violating the law. And it seems that she's more concerned about protecting the illegal criminals that are in the facility there in Delancey, New Jersey, than she is about actually protecting the people that are out there in New Jersey working hard for a living. And I think this is where they're going to start to have some real breakdown and some real problems within the Democrat Party. And the more you see these kinds of people being elected, or having prominent positions within the Democrat Party, the more the Democrat Party is going to start to get nervous and worry that, you know what, we're in kind of a bad spiral downward. So if you're a Democrat right now, you're looking at your party saying, what the heck has happened? Because this is no longer the party of sanity. This is no longer the party that actually worked to get illegals out of the country because they knew that we couldn't afford them. Think about Barack Obama. I mean, Barack Obama was out there doing exactly what, by the way, Kristi Noem is doing now, right, at DHS, and Tom Homan is doing now, and President Trump is doing now. But back then it was okay because the Democrats were doing it. Now, well, it's a whole different ballgame. I mean, for goodness sakes, they ushered 20 million people in, and then they're trying to, send them to certain districts so that they can get more congressional representation. I mean, this is like gerrymandering on steroids. We know what was going on. We do know what was going on. And you have only to look at the 800,000 non-citizens that they wanted to vote in the state of New York that got shot down in December by the appellate court. But that tells you exactly what's going on. And so, again, I think that this administration is being very clear. They're not going to put up with it. So as he threatens to arrest this guy, Mamdani, oh gosh, we're spelling his name wrong. I'm going to have to get used to this. Zohran. I keep wanting to call him Zohran for some reason. Zohran Mamdani. Well, as he talks about, look, if he violates the law and gets in the way of federal law enforcement, we'll arrest him. Like, that's just what's going to happen. And it's not unique to the commie guy. It's just actually what's going on.